Welcome to the Practical World Podcast, your gateway to work insights and captivating stories from Thailand and beyond. This is the real world. This is the Practical World Podcast.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something, well, really fundamental for your career journey. Not just for now, but, for the long haul. Soft skills.
Absolutely essential stuff.
We've got some great material here. Insights from a report called 10 Essential Soft Skills that Provide Lifelong Career Value, plus other online resources too.
Right.
And our mission today is really to pinpoint why these skills matter so much, figure out which ones give you the most bang for your buck, and importantly, give you some solid ideas on how you can actually, build them up.
Exactly. Because we're looking beyond just the technical stuff. Let's be honest. Those skills can have a shelf life.
Cool.
We're focusing on the human abilities, the ones that stay valuable no matter the job or the industry shifts.
Okay.
And what really jumps out from the sources is that these skills, communication, teamwork, creativity, problem solving, thinking critically, they're not just nice to haves, they're foundational,
Yeah.
especially now with technology evolving so fast in what people call Industry 5.0.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. This idea of lasting value. It really hit me reading this. You might master some software today,
Yeah.
and it's obsolete next year. But being able to explain something complex clearly or build a connection with a colleague, that value doesn't fade.
Doesn't fade at all.
The report even calls them meta competencies. I like that term.
Me too. It captures it perfectly.
It's like they're the underlying skills that let you adapt, right?
Right.
Thrive in almost any situation.
Precisely. And our sources really hammer this home. Adaptability is just crucial today. The pace of change.
Just relentless.
It is. And with technology, especially AI, getting more sophisticated, it actually makes the uniquely human skills more important, not less.
That's an interesting twist.
Think about it. AI can crunch data, automate tasks, sure, but it can't replicate human creativity, can't build genuine rapport.
Right.
One source even flags creativity as a top priority for reskilling efforts, like right now and into the next few years.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. All these skills are pieces of the puzzle, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But a big theme coming through seems to be the foundational role of communication. It keeps popping up as the most fundamental skill. Huge impact on your career.
It really does.
And it's way more than just talking, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The sheer breadth of it is fascinating. It's not just your spoken words, it's, active listening. And one source makes a great point that this really separates effective communicators from the rest.
Listening properly, yeah.
Then there's clear writing, understanding nonverbal cues, even how good you are with digital communication chats, emails, video calls, the lot.
So many channels now.
And it's not just about sending info out. It's about really getting it, understanding, responding thoughtfully, asking good questions like the report mentions, shows you're engaged, helps you see different viewpoints.
And it's not static, right? You've got to be able to switch between face-to-face, virtual meetings, maybe quick messages.
Exactly. You need that flexibility.
Being able to get complex ideas across clearly. Give feedback that actually helps. Lead a good discussion. Across all these different ways we talk now, that seems critical.
It is.
And organizations must love people who can bridge those gaps, right? Between teams, different age groups, different cultures even.
They absolutely value it. It sounds like communication is the bedrock. You said it. So much else rests on it.
Yeah, it really feels that way.
It underpins nearly everything else we're talking about today. Think about it. You can't collaborate well if you can't explain your ideas or really listen to others.
No.
You can't negotiate effectively. You can't lead without being persuasive and understanding where others are coming from. The research backs this up again and again. Communication isn't just a skill. It's often cited as the most valuable for long-term success.
Okay, so communication is king. But moving on from that crucial piece, what other core skills really jump out from the sources as essential? Problem solving and critical thinking. They seem pretty high up.
Definitely up there. Foundational, evergreen skills, as one source puts it.
Evergreen, I like that.
And there's a neat perspective on problem solving in the material. It's about seeing challenges not just as roadblocks, but as, opportunities for growth, for innovation.
A mindset shift.
Exactly. And critical thinking. That's the engine. It lets you take challenges apart, look at them objectively, and come up with smart, innovative solutions that fix the root cause, not just the symptoms.
So it's systematic.
Very much so. Identify the issue, gather the info, weigh the options, pick the best path, and then do it.
And you need persistence too, right?
Yeah.
Sticking with it, but also being flexible if your first idea doesn't work.
Absolutely. Both are key. And it's interesting how problem solving today often involves digital literacy, using tech and data smartly.
Right.
I like the idea you mentioned too, breaking down big problems, but keeping the big picture in view. That's a real skill.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, building on that, generating solutions,
Hmm.
that brings us to creativity and innovation.
Yeah, yes. One source called Creativity Precious. That stood out.
It's a good word for it, especially now. With AI doing more routine stuff, our ability to think creatively, that's a huge differentiator.
It's like AI pushes us to lean into our human strengths more.
I think so. And history shows creativity drives innovation, right? Now, it's ranked as one of the most vital skills to focus on for reskilling.
But it's not just about daydreaming, is it? The sources say it's about generating new ideas, finding unconventional ways to tackle things.
That's the crucial distinction. And innovation, that's taking the creative spark and making it real within an organization.
To the practical side.
Exactly. Getting past the hurdles, finding the resources, getting people on board. It's that balance between the big vision and the practical steps.
Okay, so we've talked about individual thinking skills.
Mm.
What about working with others? Teamwork and collaboration come up constantly.
They do. Essential stuff. It's not just being in a group, it's actively contributing, supporting others, working together towards those common goals.
And good collaborators, they leverage everyone's strengths, right?
Uh-huh.
And handle disagreements constructively.
Yes, precisely. And that takes emotional intelligence, understanding the team dynamics.
EQ.
Definitely. And today, teams are often spread out, maybe culturally diverse. So, strong virtual communication, cross-cultural understanding, those are becoming huge. Building trust remotely, that's a really valuable skill.
Which flows nicely into emotional intelligence and relationship management itself. It's more than just knowing your own feelings.
Much more. It's recognizing, understanding, and managing emotions, yours and others, in a professional way.
So self-awareness, self-control.
Empathy, social skills, all part of the package. People with high EQ are good at reading situations, staying positive under pressure.
And relationship management, is that just networking?
It builds on EQ. It's more strategic. Cultivating your professional network, yes, but nurturing those connections long term, building real trust. And a big part of it, giving and receiving constructive feedback well.
Okay, makes sense. Now, what about leadership? The sources say it's not just for the bosses.
That's a key point. Leadership here isn't about the title, it's about initiative, guiding projects, influencing decisions, inspiring people, no matter your role.
So having vision, thinking strategically.
Motivating different kinds of people. And modern leadership needs adaptability too. Sometimes it's about servant leadership, focusing on helping others grow, making the team successful.
And influence ties into that, doesn't it? Persuading, negotiating, finding common ground.
Absolutely, especially in complex organizations where you need to work across teams, influence people you don't directly manage. That's incredibly valuable.
Right. And weaving through a lot of this seems to be adaptability and flexibility.
Definitely a common thread. Our sources call adaptability the skill for thriving when things keep changing.
Which they always do.
Exactly. It means being willing to adjust how you work, learning things quickly, change your approach when needed.
It sounds like resilience, really, bouncing back.
It is. And flexibility applies everywhere now. Work schedules, the tech we use, even how companies are structured. Recent years really showed us how vital that is.
No kidding.
And the material links it directly to lifelong learning, that constant commitment to picking up new skills.
Crucial. Okay, what about decision making and judgment?
Another big one. It's about evaluating options effectively, gathering the info you need, considering different angles, thinking about consequences, and then making a timely, sound decision, even if you don't have all the facts.
And taking ownership.
Yes, being accountable, learning from how things turn out, good or bad.
And thinking strategically comes in here too, looking long term.
For sure. Considering the bigger picture, how a decision fits with the organization's goals, and assessing risk spotting potential problems and figuring out how to handle them, that's all part of good judgment.
Got it. Now, something very relevant today, attention management and focus.
Oh, yeah. In our world of constant pings and notifications, being able to concentrate, filter distractions, that's becoming a superpower.
It really takes discipline, doesn't it? Organizing your work smartly.
It does. It's not just about checking boxes. It's about that deep focus needed for complex problems.
Mm,
And this idea of digital wellness, setting boundaries with tech to protect your focus, increasingly important.
definitely feel that one. Okay, nearly there. Conflict resolution and negotiation.
Right. Disagreements happen.
Yeah.
It's normal. The skill is handling them constructively, keeping relationships intact.
So listening again?
Active listening, empathy, finding common ground. Negotiation isn't just for big deals either. It's part of everyday work, balancing interests. And in diverse teams, being tolerant, culturally aware, that really helps smooth things over.
Okay, wow. That's a comprehensive list. We've covered a lot of ground on what these skills are and why they matter. But the big question for everyone listening is, how do we actually get better at them?
Yes, the practical side.
And the sources offer some really concrete strategies, things you can do day to day.
And what's great is many are small steps, things you can start right away, like consciously practice active listening. Really focus, don't interrupt, maybe summarize back what you heard.
Simple but effective.
Or look for chances to help colleagues. Builds empathy, communication, even just learning something new each day, maybe outside your job. Boosts adaptability, critical thinking.
I like the point about self-reflection too, just taking a few minutes to think about your interactions. What went well? What could you do differently next time?
Yeah, that self awareness piece is huge. And deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone,
Uh,
taking on a new kind of project, maybe speaking up more in meetings if that makes you nervous, builds confidence, adaptability.
Even just practicing clear writing in emails, like you said earlier, little things add up.
They really do. Volunteering, mentoring, great ways to practice teamwork, leadership, problem solving in a different context.
And the advice to set small goals, focus on one skill at a time.
Yeah.
That makes it feel less overwhelming.
Totally. Track your progress somehow, maybe just notes for yourself. And this is important, ask for feedback.
Ooh, that can be tough.
It can be, but getting perspective from people you trust, it's invaluable. Shows you blind spots, areas for growth.
So true. It's really clear these skills aren't separate boxes. They're all interconnected.
Deeply interconnected. They build on each other, enhance each other. They add that vital human element to whatever technical skills you have.
And looking ahead, their importance is just going up.
Absolutely. As AI handles more routine stuff, our human abilities, collaboration, creativity, empathy become even more valuable. Companies know this. A workforce strong in soft skills, that's a real competitive edge.
So investing time in developing these skills, it's not just personal growth, it's a smart career move.
It's absolutely a strategic decision. With lifelong benefits, these skills stay relevant no matter how industries change
They really position you for, well, sustained success and advancement.
throughout your entire career.
Okay, so to wrap up our deep dive today, the big takeaway is that soft skills aren't just nice to have. They are truly essential for navigating today's professional world and building a successful, lasting career.
Couldn't agree more.
And while they all matter, communication really does seem to be that bedrock skill, the one so many others rely on.
It enables so much else. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
Thinking about all these interconnected skills we've discussed, which single area do you feel holds the most immediate potential for your own growth, both personally and professionally?
Good question.
And maybe more importantly, what's one small, consistent action you could commit to taking, starting today, to begin cultivating that particular skill?
Thank you for joining. This is the Practical World Podcast.